What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Executives View. I am your host, Aaron Sirius Simmons, and this is the view from on top, man. You could be anywhere in the world, but here with the executives, and I do appreciate that. You guys know how I get down. If you see the show, share the show. We're all over the place, man. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok. We're doing big things, and the places definitely want to take everybody along for the journey. I don't do this by myself. I got a slew of brothers that are sitting here ready to chop it up, talk about everything around the world of sports. The homie villains in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Villain. I took the mask off because it was distracting LG. He couldn't focus, so I figured I'd take it off. But what up, everybody? What's good? What's good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Man, pleasure to see you, man. Hope you and your family had a wonderful Christmas. Speaking of LG, man, Larry is in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Yo, what up? At least Barry know how to lose, unlike his Giants.
Wow. We really coming out here throwing haymakers today.
Hey, look. Hey, your Giants, all they had to do was lose and keep the number one pick. Man, look, hey, at least they should have sent them your fantasy roster.
Here's the funny thing. I wish I could actually get a recording of our group thread because my man Villain was in there going crazy on Sunday, man. Breaking news is in the building. What's going on? Breaking news. How we doing, sir?
What's up, boys? We had a wild week 17 of football. We saw some teams that had everything to win and lost, and we saw teams that were, battling for potential one seeds clash, and we had some real barn burners, as they say out here in California.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about that here in a minute, man. Corey's back in the building, man. What's up, my guy? How we doing, sir?
What's up, good people?
Let's talk some ball. Yes, sir, man. Listen, I ain't gonna waste a lot of people's time, man. We got a lot to talk about, and I'm trying to get you guys in and out, man. This is New Year's Eve, man. So I definitely want to get you guys out of here, man. But I'm gonna pick right up right there where you left off. Breaking news, man. The NFL typically bats cleanup for us here during this time of year, but there's a lot to talk about. There's some teams that kind of trick their money up, if you will, myself included, as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. But we will talk about them in a second. There are some teams that help themselves. There are teams that significantly hurt themselves, whether it be draft positioning, draft stock, whether it be playoff positioning, moving up, moving down, moving out, if you will, man. It all came back to what took place over the weekend, man. As you look at how last week unfolded, Villain, talk to me, man. What stood out to you as far as teams that hurt themselves and teams that helped themselves?
I mean, obviously the Giants didn't help themselves, but I mean, at this point, I think they needed to win more than the Raiders did. I was pretty pissed in the chat, but looking at it with calm eyes, I mean, they needed to win. They needed to win some games, but I think the team that really did a number on themselves, I think that didn't show up to play. There's a couple of teams, but I think the Bills. I think the Bills at home had a game they probably should have won. Yeah. Especially with the 2-point conversion. I think the second half, that defense was lights out. There was only 2 games on at the 4:00 game, so it's an easy pick, right? That game or the Giants game, and the first half was kind of dull, but the Bills had every opportunity to win that game. The defense played really well. I think the coordinators for the Eagles were the big problem in that game, and Sirianni admitted to it afterwards. They didn't put Hurts in a good position to win. The Bills had every opportunity to win and keep that that week 18 game against for the division, and at home they crapped the bed. I mean, there's a lot of games that you can look at, teams that crap the bed, but I think that one to me stood out the most. I figure you would get to that, so I'd let you eat on that. But to me, I think the Bills had a really good opportunity at home to beat a good Eagles team, and they had every opportunity to do it, and they didn't do it.
Yeah. Larry, talk to me, big dog, man. There's some teams that helped themselves, some teams that hurt themselves. What say you as we get ready to tie a bow on the week that was?
Man, look, the team that helped themselves is these Niners. Man, look, hey, we needed that win. Hey, right now we sitting nice. Look, even if put like this, we could beat Seattle, end up with the number one, sit at home, get a little bit more healthy. But even if we don't beat Seattle, we're gonna probably end up playing whoever win out of Carolina and the Bucks in the division. look, I'm not saying it's gonna be a cakewalk, but right now we helped ourselves the best
Mhm.
because worst case worst, we're taking on one of the I'm gonna say weakest division winners. So
No, you got that wrong, LG. You got
Yeah.
that wrong. You got that wrong. I learned about the tiebreakers today. We lose.
Yeah,
we
if the
flip it.
Rams win versus the Cardinals, which they
Oh,
more
Rams
than
sit-
likely would,
Rams
we
sitting
would
everybody
have.
though, because Rams can't move up or move down. They
The 5 seed if they win. All they got to do is win. And
Yeah.
if we lose, they're the
We would
5
be the
seed.
6th.
We lose the tiebreaker.
Oh,
So
And
you
then they would have to
you
play
been number 3
the
seed,
Eagles.
so that would be what, Philly?
Yeah, and I don't want to do that first round.
I don't want to do that. But
Yeah.
either way it go, we still helped ourselves out of anybody. Out of anybody else, we helped ourselves the best. I mean, Philly, they pretty much they were where they was gonna be at. I mean, Philly kind of locked in. Who saw that Rams loss last night? They hurt themselves probably the most to me. Like I said, who saw that coming? Especially with Atlanta don't have nothing to play for.
Well, Atlanta's been playing good ball for the past few weeks, and I think it was CK who said in our group thread, like they crap the bed, don't make themselves in the playoff contenders, and then all of a sudden they start to play inspired football.
But the thing about it is they could easily just rest some people. You know, with all the injuries going on right now, Bijan 22 carries. Come on now, with all the injuries, they could easily.
I needed that.
You know what?
I needed that. He won me a fantasy championship.
Yeah, that 3-yard run probably was game over. But yeah, a lot of people probably was like, "Man, why you running Bijan knowing we ain't playing for nothing?" You know, where was Tyler Algier at last night? You know, even Drake London played last night. So yeah. You know, they hurt themselves pretty bad.
Okay, I ain't mad at it. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid off. We crapped the bed.
Y'all always lose a late season game to the Browns, bro. Y'all always do that.
Yeah, again, and this was the time for us to not do that. I really felt as though the defense plays significantly inspired ball. You hold a team to 13 points, you're supposed to win that ball game. Turn them over twice, offense couldn't get right. And you guys know when the Steeler game is on, I only speak to one man. And his name is not Jesus, it's Greg. It's my dad. And I almost cussed out my dad. Because for me, that was inexcusable. And that there are moments when I need my dad. You guys know my dad. There are moments when I need him to sit in that misery and understand the significance of what we're watching. And he kept telling me, you know what? If we score here, all is forgiven. If we do this, all is forgiven. If we do this, all is forgiven. And I'm watching this game unfold, and our offense was not doing this until the last damn drive. The last drive, all of a sudden, we can catch balls. Aaron Rodgers can hit the ball in the tight spaces. We're moving up and down the field as if it was paper mache. And then A-Rod caught amnesia and forgot to hit the open Kenny Gainwell coming out the backfield and decided to force feed the ball to MVS 4 times. But we did not help ourselves. As a matter of fact, we hurt ourselves because I'm going to keep it a buck. Playing this Ravens team for the division on Sunday Night Football is going to be a problem.
Yeah. If Lamar's healthy.
It doesn't matter if Lamar's healthy or not. It doesn't matter if Lamar's healthy.
Henry going to get like 32 touches in that game.
We saw what Snoop Huntley did to a Green Bay Packers team on Saturday night. We saw that. We also, the last time we played Derrick Henry in this type of a matchup, he ran the ball 42 million times for 400,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Styles make fights, right? And even if Lamar Jackson is not healthy, or even if Lamar Jackson is healthy, I don't have a Darnell Washington because he broke his arm, so he's gone for the rest of the year. I don't have a DK Metcalf because he decided to go punch a fan or get involved with the fan in Detroit. I do not like how this feels. Can we go in there and get it done? Yeah, we can go in there and get it done. I just do not like how this feels. I'd much rather have had this situation all wrapped up versus an inferior opponent in the Cleveland Browns than to go play a Baltimore Ravens team that would like nothing more than to end our season. Now, people say script writers, people say this, that, and the third. We crapped the bed here. There's no way around that. Another team that crapped the bed, and again, I'll come to breaking news here in a minute, are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What the heck is going on with Tampa Bay? This team was earmarked for the division title and to be hosting a playoff game and to potentially make some noise in the playoffs a couple weeks ago. I think Villain said this last week. This team has significantly fallen on its face, and it has not looked good. And let's keep it a bean. I think Carolina beats them on Sunday for that division. I can talk about good stuff here in a minute, but breaking news, talk to me, man. As this season comes to a close, and we saw what took place last week, what stood out to you as Week 17 came to a close?
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys hit all the major things. I mean, one thing that was kind of not really talked about is like the Rams playing Atlanta was not only significant for them from a like a jockeying position to give themselves a chance at the 1 seed. Remember last year that Atlanta traded with the Rams in order to grab Pierce, a kid from Tennessee, the defensive end. So by losing to them, they just knocked themselves outside of a top 10 pick. So they literally lost on both fronts. They lost their draft pick value and they lost the game, which obviously the game is more significant. But I mean, like Villain said, like Buffalo, I know they got down inside the one and like they go for it all the time, but it's like to watch them go. I mean, I want to say it was less than 5 minutes, and I'm shooting off the cuff here, so feel free to correct me. But like there was like less than 5 minutes in the game when they finally scored. Like they kept driving down the field and stalling like inexplicably, and even when they did get in range for field goals, and we all understand like field goals don't win you games or championships or call it whatever you want. Well, it does if you can hold the other team to 13 points. Like at some point we got to go, hey, you know what, our D's playing pretty well here. Maybe we need to take points when we get down here on their side of the field. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Jacksonville, man. We have been on, and you know that I have literally kicked Trevor Lawrence in the privates every chance I could along the way, saying, man, he's so overhyped and overrated. You know what? In Liam Cohn's system, I feel like the light has finally come on for Lawrence, and he's finally playing like that top caliber guy coming out of Clemson. Like he's finally starting to be that guy. And if he can be that guy, this team can go as far as anyone can. Like they're playing some inspired ball. And the last thing, and I'll just leave it on this. What happened to the Detroit Lions, man? Like in a must-win game, they get shellacked 23-10 by the Minnesota Vikings. And I bring this up only because you're like, well, the Vikings aren't terrible, Brian. They're 5-5. Well, I would agree with you if it wasn't for the fact that Brock Brosmer was the quarterback. And by the way, he was 9 for 16 for 51 yards. They lost by double digits to a quarterback that completed less than 50% of his passes and only had 51 total passing yards.
Yeah.
Like, Dan Campbell, you better figure it out, brother. And you know what? I'm going to tee it up to Corey, but man, Brock and his super cape, come on, man. That was the game of the year. And it was nice to see Caleb kind of shake off some of the doubters because he had a really rough first year. Caleb Williams looked outstanding. Brock Purdy just looked even better.
Yeah. This Lions team, man. I'm gonna put a pin in that because I got something to say about that. Corey, talk to me, big dog. Looking at back to Week 17, man. What team helped themselves? What team hurt themselves? Get on where you fit in, McHomie.
I mean, for me, it's pretty obvious to me the Niners help themselves because we get the 1 seed. Something I didn't believe a month ago. I really honestly believe we can make it to the Super Bowl if we have home field. If we don't get that 1 seed, we're not winning 3 road games to get to the Super Bowl. It's just not happening. But hurting yourself, everybody is touched on the Bills. But not only did they lose the game, they got Josh Allen hurt, and nobody's talking about it. This is the year where he has no excuse. The Super Bowl's there. Mahomes ain't there. Lamar may not be there. And even if he is, he ain't Lamar this year. So Josh Allen needs to get healthy and figure this thing out because he has zero excuses. And by losing that game, they really hurt themselves.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll rip the Band-Aid off, man. We not even talking about a team that really hurt themselves too. Bears Giants. Bro, by winning that game, man, y'all literally could fall to like breaking news told me to. They could fall to like what, the 7th or 8th pick.
I'm looking at it now.
No, they're one or two.
They're one or two. They're one or two.
No, because the Falcons won, they're one or two. But
they can fall to 3.
They have the same record as the Giants, the Cardinals, and Tennessee.
Giants are they're the two. They're the two. That it's locked.
Don't win this week. That's all I'm gonna say.
Don't win this week against the Cowboys, but don't be sure that the Cowboys
down to those tiebreakers, dude. Like it's like 4 teams that are only a game behind y'all.
If I'm Dallas, I'm resting everybody.
You could literally go from being the 1 seed to like I'm saying y'all could maybe
looking at 4
5
now.
or 6.
Let me check something.
Yeah, y'all could be 5 or 6 given on what the tiebreakers are.
Yeah, they'll mess around and win this game against the Cowboys.
Hey, by the way, can I say I got one more loser for you guys, and this does kind of peeve me a little bit. I'm gonna give you another loser, NFL fans. And as great as the NFL was this last week, how are you gonna make a matchup on Saturday night for the 1 seed on short rest for 2 teams that played late Saturday or late Sunday and make them play Saturday night when they're playing for the 1 seed and nobody else is doing that? Like, I realize the Ravens and Steelers, especially for our boy Sirius here, is important, but we're talking about the 1 seed. That should have been the Sunday night matchup.
Not only that, breaking news, we played Monday the week before. So we went Monday, Sunday, Saturday. We ain't had a full week yet.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, I was like this, since we talking about, I ripped the Band-Aid off too. The only person I would say lost more than the fans is if your last name is Diggs. Look,
good grief.
I was gonna leave that one alone.
No, bro. Dude.
No, Larry called me and said the exact same thing, and I just shook my head. I couldn't.
How do you sign a $97 million contract and 60-70% of your contract is not guaranteed?
Who told you to sign that?
Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, he wanted everybody to trust him. Like, trust old Jerry. Trust me, baby. It's like, it's like.
I'd claim bids tomorrow.
I think we also have to. I think we have to also address the elephant in the room, which is it's not just Jerry Jones, right? Like, the players have an agent in there that's supposed to be operating on their behalf, but they're so worried about what the total sum of money looks like, trying to get their guy paid like a top 5 corner or top 1 corner, that you don't read the fine print, like you said, on what the actual guarantees are. And it's like, if I get 4 years, $150 million, but only $20 million's guaranteed, I'm never seeing that $150 million. Nope, they're not paying me $80 million in the last year of the contract.
But you're seeing the $20 million. And that's what a lot of these guys. That's what a lot of these guys like. Like, the money that I have right now, they like, hey, $20 million right now is better than this imaginary money I might never see. So give me the $20 million now.
Listen, and that's the reason why some of these guys, like, you look at a guy like Kirk Cousins, they're like, kind of like, everybody was like looking around like, hey man, can you do that? He's like, yeah, I'll sign a 3-year deal, $35 million, but it's fully guaranteed, right? He's taking a little less than the market value, but you know what? It's all guaranteed. I'm gonna get all $120 million of that. You can do whatever. You want me sitting on the bench? Fine. You want me sitting to help the young guy? You want me to make a couple starts? Fine. They're not releasing making $35 million.
Yep. Checks are clearing. Checks going to clear. Yeah. But see, because now Trayvon Diggs has played himself out of that contract ever again. because he's been hurt. He hasn't been effective when he was playing. He'll never see a big contract again. And I don't know if the 49ers can sign him because you have to put that money under your cap. Do they have the cap
space? It ain't even $1 million.
We have the cap space. He's only guaranteed.
Right.
He's only guaranteed one game check, $400,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. So and then you have to assume the rest of his contract, right?
No.
Actually, Dallas takes the dead cap hit.
Yep.
All the Niners would assume is the years going forward without the prorated bonuses.
Okay. No, I'm trying to get the math right. So
yeah.
If
but
that's
he'll probably go unclaimed.
Yeah,
I think he'll go unclaimed. Listen, the thing with Diggs is
was he playing? Was he playing the last few weeks? Has he been
played? He played last week in Dallas because I was talking to him on the sideline.
Okay, so I mean, if I was the 49ers, I'd sign him.
But the thing is, like he wanted to stay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
He wanted to stay in Washington, and there was a dust up about that, so that led to his eventual release, and then I heard some stuff about him being tied to Stephon and that whole Diggs clan is.
I wouldn't be shocked if he goes unclaimed.
Yeah,
I'll
he's
say
not
that.
I wouldn't be surprised if his brother right next to him. I wouldn't be surprised.
Hold on,
Stephon
he categorically denies all the charges against him.
Of course, he's not going to say he's not going to come out and say, "Yeah, I did say I'm a."
But
he's not guilty until proven innocent. We got
the judge is going to push everything back until March.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not
have to. But the thing is, like
the playoffs.
In the court of public opinion, and again, let's keep it a whole bean. In the court of public opinion, he's guilty.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this right now. As a 49er fan who's been waiting since I was 9 years old to win a Super Bowl, if I can get a Super Bowl, I don't give a damn who you choke.
That's
right.
I just want to win.
Opinions.
Come on down.
Bring it in.
Not reflect anything of the executives' sports or backstage business. Thank you very much.
That's right.
Before we move on, Coach, what's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You know what I'm saying? As the king of fantasy. Once again, feels good to be back on top. Like, look, man, look, Bear.
Respect to Steve. He beat me fair. It was a great. I congratulated before it was over because I knew it was over. So
look. I'll say this: we got 3 Niners fans on the horn right now. Me taking the risk. Drafting Christian McCaffrey, which everybody in the chat on the draft was like, oh no, McCaffrey,
I didn't.
Single-handedly won you your season.
Single-handedly won me the
by the way, not to cut you off, Coach, but let me get your opinion on this. In a year where there's not a clear-cut MVP guy, right? Because I think Matthew Stafford might have just shot himself in the foot. Can we finally start talking about Christian McCaffrey and his 2,100 scrimmage yards? The fact that he's closing in on 20 touchdowns. Can anybody other than a quarterback win the MVP award? Where would this team be?
I've talked about this
who's
before.
watched.
I've talked about this before.
Where would the Niners be without Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, where would the Niners be without Christian McCaffrey? But here's the thing: we talked about this. Unfortunately. There's an award for Christian McCaffrey. It's called the Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That's his award. He will get that probably running away. Drake May is going to win MVP.
Over Puka?
Yeah. Because Christian McCaffrey, if they didn't have Christian McCaffrey, they're not fighting for a 1 seed.
Stafford actually takes away from Puka because it's just like they're on the same team, so it kind of naturally takes away votes. But I think Drake May, who again. I wish Chandler was here. Totally decimated the Jets. That was we talk about in college football, a Heisman moment.
It's the Jets.
It was that was Drake May's MVP moment. It's of course it's the Jets, but it's with Drake May having that game that he had, and then Stafford having the game that he had, albeit he kind of turned it on late. It's I think me personally, if I had a vote, which they took it away back in 2005. But anyway, if I had a vote, I would probably vote Drake May because then again it's what he's done, what the Patriots have done. But then again, I would give May MVP, and I would give Vrabel some serious consideration for Coach of the Year.
I think Vrabel wins it.
Yeah,
Matt Vrabel's win calling from the Jaguars
because
they went worse the first.
Nobody
worse the first.
Bro,
here's the deal. Kyle Shanahan and Ben Johnson deserve consideration for Coach of the Year.
I said I wouldn't give him. I said serious consideration.
No. I agree. But here's the deal. Jonathan Taylor would have been the MVP for me if the Colts didn't fall apart at the end of the season. Christian McCaffrey should be the MVP. I think it's a joke that Drake May is going to get the MVP. And it's not he's not the best quarterback in his damn division. And this guy's he's going to be forever known as an MVP. I think
talk about it all the time, Barry. It's MVP, not MVP.
Yeah,
but it's not most best player. It's most valuable.
It's most Matthew Stafford quarterback. It's a joke.
Matthew Stafford's still going to win it.
No, he's not.
There ain't no way, man. After that performance,
it's a lifetime.
Recency bias. It's recency bias.
Cumulative season. It's one
bad recency bias, though.
If you would have had that game in week 3,
right?
If you would have had that game in week 3, maybe we're talking about this. But to have that kind of game in week 17,
Monday Night Football,
think so.
Everybody's watching you. The only game on. It's like these voters are like crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like they will look at like, oh well, I don't know if he's MVP now, and then they'll look at Drake May like totally tearing apart the Jets, although it's the Jets, and they'll look at that. And it's like
he's got the Cardinals.
5,000 yards.
He's got the Cardinals this weekend.
8 interceptions. That is your MVP.
Hang on. Is his numbers better than Drake May?
I'm looking at it right now.
They're better.
5,000 yards, 42 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions.
Hold on, go line by line. What is Drake May's numbers?
Give me a second. I'm pulling them now.
They did the side by side last night. Now Drake May threw 5 touchdowns Sunday to kind of get a little bit closer to Stafford, but Stafford was 8 or 9 touchdowns clear of Drake May before Sunday.
I really hope
because he's got the Cardinals this weekend.
4,200 yards, 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
That's Drake May.
That's Drake May. Matthew Stafford.
You said 30 touchdowns?
Yeah, he's 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Matthew Stafford, 4,448 yards, 42 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. It's Matthew Stafford, regardless.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford on paper is the MVP, but it's going to be Drake May because Drake May's the quarterback of the best team in the league. On paper,
you know
what? And it's narrative. It's narrative. It's like a lot of these voters are like, what's the best story? What can I get some clicks about or whatever like that? And again, it's like
you mean the fact that this dude had a whole back issue show up before the season started, and
we was laughing at it for like, is he even going to be able to make it to week 4?
Right? Is he going to make it at all? It's Matthew Stafford.
You're serious. You're preaching to the choir. I think Stafford is the MVP. I know that Drake May is going to win it, and I think it's a joke. I think it's a joke. We're going to have this conversation the week before the Super Bowl when he goes up there in the NFL honors, and he is announced the MVP, and we're all going to be pissed.
Oh yeah,
just because I'm saying he's going to win it doesn't mean I got to totally agree with it. I mean, I'm just saying I know how these voters go. You know what I'm saying? It's like Larry knows this. It's like me and Larry was like going back and forth about this whole like back in the day with Giannis and Harden. You know, MVP, stuff like that. It's like
it should have been James.
It was like James Harden was the most valuable player, but Giannis was the best player. So it's like, who do you give the award to? And they gave it to Giannis. So it's like, it is what it is.
The only way I would say that it would be an issue, and it would really, really become an issue, is if Kyle Shanahan say, CMC, you go line up at receiver. I'm gonna force feed you the ball. You're gonna get this 120 yards, and he becomes the only person to have 2,000 yard seasons. When you do something that is unprecedented, the writers will probably be kind of forced to give him some votes.
But he won't win. He should.
Yeah, but that's how it is. And I don't like it because a quarterback can win offensive player of the year, but they can also win MVP. But to be a quote unquote non-quarterback, in order to win MVP, you have to do something that's unprecedented, right? That means you got to do like a Megatron season, or you got to have something that they just can't deny the votes.
But guys, we had this conversation last year about Saquon Barkley.
Correct.
I mean,
it feel like we're having the same conversation we had last year.
If he would have broke the record, they would have just went ahead and let him go for it. It was no way they could not have given him MVP.
Because they have a hard on for Josh Allen.
Nah, he would have set the rushing record. There's no way, because even when
I honestly think, Larry, if he would have got the rushing record last year, I think he would have came in second or third place.
Nah, I think they would have gave it to him.
I really don't think. I think you have to have an astronomical year as a running back or receiver to get considered. To be considered,
you gotta have an AP year. You gotta have an AP.
Y'all missing one thing about Stafford. First of all, they love him. Second of all, he's got the Cardinals, so he's going to get 3 to 5 touchdowns this week. Third, he's never won it. That's their story right there. 37, coming off the back injury. He's never won the MVP. He's leading what most think, no matter what happened Monday, most think that is the best team in the NFC or the NFL, period.
Drake may have.
What is his numbers? Serious again? He has 42?
Yeah. He has 42 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
So, I mean, he'll get to what, 45, Corey?
45 to 46, 47, between 45, because he might go out there and do what Drake made to the Cardinals. They already beat him like 45 to 17 3 weeks ago.
And they need to win.
Cardinals don't like the tackle at all. I don't know if y'all saw any of that game. Who were they playing? They were playing the Bengals. They didn't want to tackle nobody. They didn't want to. They didn't want to be on the field.
The Cardinals ain't wanted to be there since like week 12. You know what I'm saying? We keep it up. Like,
yo,
they got a Call of Duty tournament this weekend.
You know, Kyler like that new he like that new patch drop, baby.
I mean, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
But yeah, so Coach, before you came in, we were talking about teams that hurt themselves and teams that helped themselves. Last week, man, week 17, man. What said you, Big Dog?
You know, a team that I think I heard the tail end of it. I think the Bucks is like, what are you doing? The Giants, again, what are you doing? Like I said, the Raiders understood the assignment. They was like, Max, baby, you're too good. Don't your knee hurt? Your knee hurt, don't it? Like, go ahead and go home.
So this mini temper tantrum right fast so we can make it appear though you're upset, but go on.
Yeah, it's like, I'm so mad. I'm gonna go home to my big, I'm so mad. You know, it's like, okay, Max, like have a good one. Enjoy your summer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like, I would say again, it benefited my team, but the Chargers have put themselves in quite a situation here. You know, to where if they win that game against the Texans, it's like things a little bit easier for them going into this last week. And boy, it's just to have to put all that pressure. And it's like, look, we've seen Justin Herbert, and I love Justin Herbert. We've seen him in these pressure prac situations before, and boy, it's not good. You know, and I feel like the Chargers, they needed to win that game. And they waited until the fourth quarter Saturday to wake up. You know, because like I was getting a little nervous there, you know, to be honest. I was like, oh boy, here we go. You know, but I just feel like there are teams like, you know, like I would say, again, teams at the bottom, like the Saints. Why y'all playing so hard? Like, pack it up, dog. It's over. Why y'all playing so hard? You know,
contract incentives.
Yeah, it's like, there's no incentive to play this hard. It's like, what are you doing? You know,
Chris Olave, because he was on your fantasy team.
Except for Chris Olave. Yes.
Olave went to work.
You had to work.
So yeah, it's things like that where it's like, again, there are teams at the bottom who are not helping themselves and teams at the top who aren't helping themselves. The Bills, like,
yeah, we talked about them.
Yeah, the Bills aren't doing themselves any favors. So it's a situation where there are teams who are going into week 18 who like literally shot themselves in the foot in week 17 to where it's like, it didn't have to be like this. Like me, I got a stress-free week 18. Who cares? Nobody get hurt. Everybody stay healthy and we're good. You know what I'm saying? So, but some other teams just put themselves in such a, I mean,
you stress, I'm stressed.
Yeah, I'm already stressed.
Look, and we talked about this in the group chat where it's like, you know, as soon as the Ravens won on Saturday night, you kind of felt it. Mm-hmm. You kind of knew. It's like, boy, I tell you, the Steelers are gonna lose.
Yep,
and we already know what game 272 is gonna be. Steelers, Ravens, like at the confluence, 15 minutes from where I'm sitting right now. Like I can't wait. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be fun.
But you know,
so
we were before we came on, Hughes breaking news. We were talking about the Giants winning and the ramifications of that. But I mean, I think losing the game, you're the easy track to the one pick, and you trade out of that. I think either way you trade out of it. There's teams behind them that need a quarterback. I think the Dolphins will now. The Cardinals,
man, they got Quinn Ewers, man. No, they got Quinn Ewers.
The Dolphins, the Dolphins need a quarterback. They're gonna go into the draft. The Jets always need a quarterback. They'll go into the draft. The Cardinals will need a quarterback because I think they're going to move off of Murray at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still teams that are, if it all hangs on Hughes, if Moore declares, you have Moore and Mendoza 1-2. That second pick is still valuable. If he doesn't declare, you're screwed because nobody's going to want to trade up for anybody else. You tell me otherwise, and we don't have to go long into it because I know we got other stuff to talk about it, but it would have been better to lose, but the Giants needed to win. I think the Giants are better than the Raiders. They couldn't lose that game. I mean, I know it. I was furious. At everybody that decided to show
made
up.
A better effort. They could be about 20.
No,
breaking news and coach.
It's the thing. For the last 3 years, it's happened the same way, Corey. Like they played like crap until the 15th week. They win a meaningless game. And then, they think they're going to be good. They have a okay draft. You think it's okay. You give them a B plus going into the preseason. Larry and I said they had a really good preseason, and then they crap the first 15 games. Then they win. It's been a cycle for the last 3 years. It's ridiculous. I can't. I was abused. I told you guys. I was watching The Bourne Identity. I couldn't take it.
You got us a picture of your screen, bro. I about lost.
I told you. Real quick, I told you why I don't feel no sympathy for you, Coach. And breaking news. This
you see, Corey, that's why I don't like you no more, man. You was my homie, man. Now you don't know me. You're my homie. Now you don't know.
Let me holler at my college football experts real quick. Do Ty Simpson play his way into the top 10 on Thursday?
Still,
he has an opportunity. Like Ty Simpson, he was here. And then breaking news and notice like I do, it was just now, again, Alabama had a big issue this year. They could not run the ball for anything. And then that puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback when you can't run. And it was strange to see an Alabama team who could not run the football. That was weird to me. So they put a lot of pressure on Ty Simpson. And you kind of started to see it in the Missouri game where it was just like they just couldn't run the ball. But Ty Simpson has a chance to, again, we talked about recency bias with just now with the MVP. It's like if Ty Simpson goes out there and tears it up, then he has a chance to get himself back in the game here. But like what people like breaking news will do, they'll take the 10,000 foot view of it and look at everything, because you're making these big time decisions, these literally $1 million decisions. So I don't know. It's like that kind of like 6 weeks leading up to this will be bigger than anything he does in the bowl game.
Yeah, I'll just piggyback off that and say, so I agree with like pretty much everything Coach said. The hard thing, here's the hard thing. The reason why they always say like the quarterback position is the hardest position to scout is because beauty really is in the eye of the beholder, right? Like everyone, there's a reason why these guys are all top tier passers. They all have certain traits, right? That they're elite at or that they're better at than most. And it's like really what you're trying to do is you're trying to find a round peg that fits into your round hole. You don't want to get a square peg or an octagon peg. And the hard part is you have to understand that most of these coaches and scouts, they have very specific instructions like, hey, we're looking for a guy that's good on short to intermediate, that can anticipate, that can read stuff. The biggest hindrance that I see with Ty Simpson right now, and the reason why I had him as my number 5 quarterback, is just simply it's nothing he can control. It's inexperience. Remember, this is his first year starting. If we were talking about him, give him another 25 games, and then let's see where he's at in comparison to Fernando Mendoza. Like when you compare them right now, apples to apples, it's like it's like night and day because Mendoza has 30 more starts, or 25 more starts than Ty Simpson. So yeah, Ty Simpson's going to get jittery in the pocket and a little anxious when he's getting blitzed, or maybe he doesn't loft the pass up over the back shoulder instead of the front shoulder on fades. Like there is still some things being worked out, but what I would say is he can be very accurate with the ball when he's a rhythm quarterback. He needs to get into a rhythm. He needs to go to a good system, which I know we always say. But I do think he could potentially be a first-round quarterback. I think he's somebody that you could see teams fall in love with. But the only disagreement I would have with Coach is because his season was so up and down, I think that how he performs in these playoffs is critical. If Alabama wins this next game and he's one of the primary reasons.
Keep that in mind. Ty Simpson plays Mendoza.
Right. But I'm saying, but keep also in mind, he doesn't play Mendoza. He plays the Indiana defense.
No, I got you. But I mean, if you're going to compare the two,
right?
You know what I'm saying? This is the game where both quarterbacks are playing.
Yeah. No, and I understand. I mean, to be completely frank, though, Simpson's got a much harder, and no disrespect to Alabama, but Simpson has a much tougher road to sled because Indiana does not allow ground game at all.
So let me ask you.
So there's going to be a lot put on his shoulders.
So yeah, the team that struggled to run the ball against a team that you can't run the ball against.
Yeah,
Well,
like I said against Ohio State, run the ball between the tackles. You can't do that against Indiana.
If Ty Simpson balls out here, did that change your opinion on him?
Yes. Yes, because he's had some moments of brilliance, like Coach was saying. If you look at the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, he might have been the best He might have been the best player in college football. I mean, literally, he was that dynamic and that good. And just like with anything, you start getting tapes on players. You like to see, what are their hot reads? Where do they like to throw the ball? Where do they anticipate to? And all of a sudden, your concern is as you get towards the end of the season, he looked like a different player. So now he needs to reinvent himself. Well, now we need to see him against a good defense be able to do that and reinvent himself. And I think if he's one of the primary reasons why that Alabama pulled off an upset against Indiana, I think he could do a lot for his draft stock. Because you have to remember, you're talking about a guy with like 10, 12 starts. So showing that he can now kind of bounce back. I mean, they've already won a game that technically they should have lost. They were the lower seed. So him being able to continue that trend, I think it goes a long ways because he needs game experience, and the more starts he gets, the better the evaluation is going to be for him.
Yeah,
and
but
this is all a moot point if Moore comes out because then he would be number one.
But see, this is why I don't have Simpson moving up if he has a good game against Indiana, because you're talking about the experience. One game is not going to give you experience. One game scheming against a really good defense is not going to have this kid moving up on my draft board. He's still a guy for half of the season, like Coach and we said, struggled. He struggled. So one game is not going to change my perception. One game says, oh, maybe one game I can out scheme him. He can do the assignment and that's it. But he's still like, to me, Anthony Richardson, a guy that came out of Florida with very little experience and got exposed in the NFL. So I'm not there with Ty Simpson.
Isn't that the job of the offensive coordinator is to?
But I think.
That,
yeah, but I think
but that's one game. Serious. That's what I mean. That's one game.
So again, just playing devil's advocate.
I vehemently disagree with the Ty Simpson and Anthony Richardson comparison.
I'm not saying he's on the same level. I'm saying he's still inexperienced, like Richardson was.
Right.
So one game to me is not my perception of.
Let's compare him to like Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, Coach, I saw him for the first 4 or 5 games outside of the Florida State game. He played well, and then the back half of the season, once defenses started scheming against him and caught up to him, he struggled. That's the guy I'm looking at and saying that's not a top.
That Oklahoma game, the first Oklahoma game, that's going to be the tape that people are going to look at and be like, ooh.
That's exactly what I mean.
And to that point, and I'm not saying it was a ton better. But to that point, Coach, did he play better in the second game than he did the first time he played him?
He played better, but
that's
not good.
That's
I didn't say great.
That's
because
my
as
point,
I told
like,
you guys, that first throw in the second half that he scored a touchdown on, if the DB doesn't slip, I think that's picked. So, but my point is, he's making improvements. That's why I said, Barry, it's a one game at a time process. Like, he's already won one playoff game, right? Last week, check. I said, if he can be the reason why his team wins this week, check. Now he's moved on to the semifinals. I'm saying progression. If you can get string together 2, 3, 4 good games in a row, but now again, you have a conversation point.
That goes to my point. Like, if you have an offensive coordinator that can scheme to your strengths, right? Even though people got tape on you, like, this is counter and then counter again and then counter again. Like, I'm not saying Alabama beats Indiana, but if they do, and Ty Simpson is the reason, and he moves on to play, the winner out of Texas Tech and Oregon, in the Peach Bowl, and they move on, like, you really have to respectfully adjust your opinion and your view on Ty Simpson, even though he had that stretch of bad games, because your offensive coordinator and your coach are able to scheme up a situation in the system that put you in the best possible way to be successful.
Whether your last name, the bottom line is whether your last name is Manning, right, or your last name is Schembechler. Everybody who plays quarterback goes through a bad stretch. So the reason why these games are important is because you want to see how the player responds to adversity, right? Remember, I'll just use my own guy. Remember when Brock Purdy first came back? He had a 3-interception game. Everybody's like, ooh, turf toe. He don't look like himself. He had to respond, right? He had to up that level of play. So clearly he has done that. What I'm saying is that is what we need to see from Ty Simpson. It's not necessarily that, like, okay, yeah, he played better in this game and they lost. Okay, game over. He's now a top 10 pick. What I'm saying is we need to see that response, because as of so far, I haven't seen that. Even in the win, like as Coach said, even in the win last week or 2 weeks ago versus OU, didn't feel like he was the reason why they won. Didn't feel like he was the reason they got back into the game. And like I mentioned, first play of the second half when he throws the bomb down the left sideline, if the DB doesn't slip, I think it's probably picked. So we need to see him be the reason why Alabama wins. And to be completely frank, I don't think if he doesn't play a superb game that Alabama is going to beat Indiana anyway. So it's all going to be moot if he doesn't play at an elite level.
Yeah, Corey, you were trying to say something. What's your head at, big dog?
I was asking about the top 10 status because I know there was talk of if any of these teams draft one of these kids and expect them to start right away, they're going to be in trouble. Now, I don't do the deep dive into these college quarterbacks and stuff, especially not until closer to the draft. But I heard him talking about him this morning, and what I heard was he's the most pro-ready quarterback that could be coming out.
What knucklehead said that?
Somebody on ESPN, one of the scouts on ESPN.
Okay, yeah, them talking heads.
Who was it? Greg McElroy?
It might have been McElroy,
the Alabama alum.
Yeah, I don't.
It might not have been him though. I was listening to it. I wasn't watching.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not buying it. I just agree to disagree with breaking news. I know your ball. I just don't think one game is going to put this guy. If you do that, good luck to you. Because I really.
I put you like this.
You got to hit. You got to hit.
I mean, but who's going to draft him? I mean, it's who's going to invest the draft capital in him?
Check this out. Looking at the top 10, all right? We got
he's going to fall to Pittsburgh.
No, he's not coming to Pittsburgh. We got
he will.
The first team that needs a quarterback is the Dolphins at like 11.
You got the Raiders,
I was going to say
Jets, Titans, Cardinals, Browns, Commanders, Saints, Chiefs, and the Bengals in the top 10. The Dolphins are at 11.
Dolphins at 11. Yeah, exactly.
I think the two landing spots that would make sense given the current coaching regimes, and they could change. For me personally, ideally, pick the ideal selection for him would be to go to the Rams, right? Stafford plays one more year. Mm-hmm. He gets a little bit more seasoning, does the whole, Jordan Love a la, Aaron Rodgers path, play underneath somebody, Pat Mahomes, or as Coach mentioned, the Dolphins, because they run that Shanahan type scheme. They run the West Coast type offense. That's the type of offense that he needs to be playing in, because he does have a quick release. He can be very efficient, especially over the middle. I don't think you want him playing in like a run and shoot or like an air it out type system, because I just, that hasn't shown to be his strength this year. Throwing the ball down the slide. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks actually in this class that have shown to be really good there. And then getting back to what Corey said, when you look at guys that are ready to come in and really contribute, I think there might be 2 or 3 guys that don't go in the first round that could surprise some people. Nussmeier, I think, is a guy that, coach's son, that he was dealing with an abdominal strain all, year long. And I know a lot of people are low on him. I have him as my number 4 quarterback. He's smart. He's a student of the game. And I do think that abdominal strain affected him more than most. And obviously, you got to see who's going to come out. But don't forget guys like Klubnik, Allard. Like, these guys were like potential top 10 picks last year, decided to go back to school. And obviously, Penn State, and Clemson, we know what happened to those programs. But you don't just all of a sudden lose the talent, right? It's just a matter of can you get the right system and coaches around somebody to pull that out of them. But I mean, if you needed somebody who's pro ready, I really do feel like Fernando Mendoza is the guy you want, or like I said, round 2 maybe like Garrett Nussmeier. What's your thought, Coach?
No, see, I like Nuss, and I mean it was a tough year in Baton Rouge for everybody.
He got beat up.
It was from like everything just got worse as the season went on, and I would say like Nussmeier, Klubnik, there are guys who, again, like if you ask me right now, Nussmeier is probably the most pro ready, and I feel like he's got a feeling than more, because again, it's like the type of offense that Oregon runs, he would have to like adjust his style of play a little bit. I like more, but it's just when you look at the teams again, and Breaking News can probably like piggyback on this. It's like, you think of the Dolphins who are there, who are going to be the first team who needs a quarterback. More with McDaniel, if he's still there, would be fantastic. He's the type of quarterback that he wants for that system. Like again, Quinn Ewers, like I laugh and joke because that's my Longhorn guy, but it's like the Dolphins are probably going to be in the market for another quarterback, and
wait.
The Raiders are going to be the first.
The Raiders are going to be. That's what I'm thinking. The Raiders are going to be the first one to need a quarterback, and the Raiders are known to draft somebody nobody never would think they would draft.
Well, see, and that's the thing. It's like, and that's where, like,
to the Las Vegas Raiders.
Well, no, like the Raiders would be like, you know what? What's a quarterback unless we have a good left tackle? You know what I'm saying? Or the Raiders will watch Bain, the kid from Miami. They'll watch him work out, and they'll be like, well, this is the best player in the draft. Let's get him. Let's put him next to Max Crosby, and then nobody can score on us. The Raiders do stuff like that. That's what the Raiders do.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
No, I think as bad as Geno did this year, they're not going to go into another season with Geno.
Just to piggyback what Coach was saying, so remember one of the things that I mentioned about Moore, and the reason why I didn't have him as my number 1 guy, because I do think he's got a gun, and I compared it to Penix. I think dripping wet, he's like 185, 190 pounds tops. Like, he needs his man body. Remember, this kid's like on draft night will be 20 if he decides to come out. Like, he hasn't grown into his man body yet. And, I don't think if you look at Oregon's offense, about 90% of their snaps is shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
They do a lot of passes 5 yards or less from the line of scrimmage. They do a lot.
He fits the McDaniel system like a glove.
Right, like a lot of bubble screens, a lot of toss sweep, out of the backfield kind of stuff, and then they'll hit you with something longer. He can absolutely throw the ball down the field. That's not my, that's not what I'm trying to get at. But what I am saying is, remember when guys like Jalen Milroe came out and some of these other guys, Alabama, how like, oh man, they're amazing, and then they got to the Senior Bowl and they couldn't even take a snap under center. He might be one of those guys. Right? Like, he's athletic, he'll figure it out, but he's never really played in a pro style offense. If you look at the offense UCLA played, if you look at the offense Oregon plays, not really a pro style offense. And converse, if you look at what Fernando Mendoza's playing in, it is a pro style offense. They do allow him to actually make audibles at the line of scrimmage. So all that tells you is, it just gives you confidence is that this kid's actually seeing it on the field and making adjustments, where Dante Moore, like, obviously surrounded by talent and he's able to deliver the ball. But the part we don't know is not being able to go in there and talk to him is like what's he got going on between the ear holes, right? Like, is he seeing this, or is this being schemed open for him? Because we all know Oregon's got talent that 99% of the other schools just don't. Like, you can just be like, run a 9 route and he's open by 5 yards. That's the thing that's hard to evaluate with Oregon. And the couple times that they got into some tight games, like if you look at the Indiana game, he didn't play great. He really didn't. He didn't play great. And so this is another guy. Like, I really do think he's going to go back, but this is another guy I'm really looking to see what he does in these playoffs.
I don't think he does, because he's looking
this
at
is against top competition. No, I only say that because the NIL money is crazy in Oregon, and his parents have already stated that their wish was for him to come back. That kind of universally, that's what they've said. Now, I agree with you, Sirius. If a guy's going to be a top 10 pick, especially a year after you just watch guys like Allard and Klubnik probably lose
money. Yeah, exactly.
Right, lose $30 million or $20 million between endorsement deals and signing.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, with the NIL money, what it is, it's not like the old days where it's like, well, I got to come out because I got to eat. He's gonna make close to the same amount of money he would have made on a rookie contract anyways, just by deals and promotions and things like that. I really do like Dante Moore, but I do think he's one of those guys that he's got all the physical tools, but he still needs a little development, man.
Yeah, it's all about fit. Like I said, and that's what I said. Like, Moore is a guy who like fits, like I said, that McDaniel system. It's like Mendoza going to Las Vegas with Pete Carroll, who is run, and then run some more. It's like Mendoza fits that system, like that they're going to run in Vegas. So it's like, again, it's always, like Larry, you'll like this, like styles make fights, as they say in boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's all about fit, especially with these quarterbacks. It's like Mendoza will fit in Vegas, and I feel like
the thing I like the most. I think the thing I like the most is the fact that you got Todd Simpson, Dante Moore, Mendoza, Carson Beck, playing meaningful football games this weekend. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So
you can take Carson Beck out of those.
Well, I mean, he's coming out. He's going to be drafted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't project him to be, a legitimate top tier quarterback. But again, talking about players that can help their draft stock and hurt their draft stock playing in these meaningful football games. Let Carson Beck go out there tomorrow and beat Ohio State.
And Corey, one last thing, just for your info. Keep in mind that this is going to be kind of an unprecedented year as well, because Tua Tagovailoa, Kyler Murray, potentially Mac Jones. You're going to have a lot of guys that could potentially move via trade or get released and teams sign them that right now may have a need. Like let's say Vegas, just for example. Vegas goes, oh, you know what? I'd rather have Mac Jones, right? They trade the top of the second pick, and they go, you know what? We're going to use that first round pick on something else. Right. I'm saying.
No, we're talking about the starter, Mac Jones.
Yeah, but they would get signed and be like Daniel Jones. They'll probably be signed as the backup and have to earn their way.
But look, I doubt it.
Look though, villain. I went through this whole exercise with breaking news and coach just to show you that y'all screwed. Ain't nobody trading up. You screwed yourself last week.
No, I mean,
didn't even want the answer.
Thank you, Corey. I appreciate it. I mean, you're probably right, but you know what? At the end of the day, the Giants this is the first draft in a while where I can say I don't think I need a quarterback. I just need talent around them.
I agree with you, man.
If I can get that receiver to play alongside of Neighbors and Robinson, and you know what, the biggest mistake the Giants made other than winning that game was giving Darius Slayton money. That's the biggest mistake they made.
Boy.
Now you might not have money to sign Wendell Robinson back, But I mean, you get Cam Scatterboo, you get Neighbors back, you get Robinson, Theo Johnson looks like he's a tight end. Maybe you have something. So
you better fix that offensive line because the worst team.
The offensive line's not the problem,
bro. I'm telling you, the worst team in the NFL getting sacks. I seen get 3 on y'all, and I was seeing it in person.
Yeah, but our best offensive lineman didn't play.
Okay.
Andrew Thomas didn't play. So
okay.
I think the offensive line, I mean, listen, I've seen Giants' bad offensive line the last couple of years. I think everybody can kind of say the line has been better this year. The line has not been a problem.
I think too, for what it's worth, as much as I love Rasenberry,
won a bunch of those games.
I do feel like the Giants are actually starting to draft better. Like the last go, like you look at this year, like you would have obviously preferred Carter to be a little bit more of a menace, but everybody knew that he was kind of like you kind of expected him to be good, but like next year's when he's going to really take off. But like you look at their picks, Scan Cataboo. Hit, you got Marcus Mbo. I think he looks really good since they've inserted him into the lineup. You got Jackson Dart, who, I mean, you could make the argument he might be the best quarterback that was taken in the draft this year, other than Larry's, Shedeur Sanders. But, I mean, he's looked really good, right? He hasn't had as many opportunities as Ward, but he's looked really good, and
he's had less games, and I think his numbers are just as good, if not better.
Like you guys are definitely building. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Like I said, this is what I was talking about in the before the show. It's like at some point though, you have to stop trading back for picks when you reach a certain point and go, no, we need difference makers. Like I feel like that's where the Giants are at. Like we don't need to acquire 3 more third-round picks. We need that pick at number 2 because we need to get the best wide receiver, Tyson or Smith or, whatever wide receiver you like. Or, oh, you know what? We're going to get, Bain, the pass rusher from Miami, or, oh, we're going to get Bailey or whatever you just, whatever the flavor is for New York. But it's like they need difference makers, like guys that are going to be home wreckers. Like that's where they're at.
And I think Carter the last couple of games has shown that he can be a difference maker. He can be.
He can't stay out of the coach's doghouse.
Well, no. After he got out of the doghouse, the last 3 games, he's actually been playing pretty well. If you look at his stats, so ever since they fired the defensive coordinator, he's been playing a lot better. So, I mean, I don't want to talk Giants. I'd rather talk about the college games right now, and then we can go back. But I agree. They need different.
Speaking of that, let's go ahead and move into that, man. We've been kind of touching on.
Hey, wait. I had a question. Bro.
Hey, you
I had a question, bro. Because we was talking about quarterback.
Mute the whole damn time, and now he got a question.
Ain't say a dang on thing. Oh wait, go
I'm gonna keep that comment to myself. Right now. Y'all know I'm on limit drop, and I will be in here going bananas right now. But I'm going to interrupt right now because I had a question because we were talking about quarterbacks. Serious. I got a question for you, brother.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Right now, if your Steelers lose or if they win and they make a first round exit, they end up at that 18 to 21 pick. Do they look at one of these second tier quarterbacks? Do they look at a club?
I don't think we do.
They look at a Nussmeier?
I don't think we do because last year we drafted a Will Howard.
He had to play it down.
Stop saying that.
Whoa.
We don't know. We don't know that. We don't know.
Last year we drafted Will Howard. He hasn't seen the field at all this year due to injury.
You think he's going to be the one?
And the draft is in
know.
Pittsburgh.
We don't know.
I mean, listen, nobody knew Brock Purdy before Brock Purdy became Brock Purdy.
That's why I'm so annoyed.
That's 1 in a million breaking news.
Business last week because I would have loved to have seen Will Howard play this week. He didn't play at all the preseason because he got hurt. So I don't know what I got in Will Howard, but I know this. I know we're not going to waste the pick 20 on a quarterback. We're not doing
that. That's been the talk for how many years for the Steelers? When are they going to get
that? But the problem with that logic though, Sirius, is it really wasting a pick if you guys end up sitting at home watching the playoffs just like we are?
No, what I'm saying is we have a
like at some point you got to fix that. Well, like again, maybe the 45-year-old extrovert that no one likes.
Listen, I'm not sure if you guys are hearing me. Am I speaking a foreign fucking language? We do not know if Will Howard is the guy because we have not seen
him.
Then
why wouldn't you draft a quarterback to compete with him if you don't know he's the quarterback?
Not in the first round, Barry. He asked in the first round.
Well, I'm saying serious. So let me say this serious.
Just because you're so confident, y'all taking a quarterback in the first round.
I'm gonna punch you. I know I'm slamming your throat. Go on.
Hey, serious. So real talk. Let's just say y'all sitting at 18 and Drew Aller is sitting there in Pittsburgh.
That's a bad name to bring up with serious. That's a bad name to bring up because of course he wants them to draft.
You can say he's in the 5th round. I don't know if Sirius would take it.
That's my guy. I love Drew Aller, but honestly, real talk. I'm not too sure what we have in Will Howard. I have no idea. All I know is this. Coming out of Pittsburgh, there are 2 things that we are drafting this year: a wide receiver and an offensive tackle. Because Broderick Jones has played his last snap under his current deal.
Why would y'all trade Pickens?
Don't ask me. You know what?
Pickens is a problem, man. You know,
I understand that. I understand that, but hold on. He keeps saying we don't know if Will Howard's the guy, right? Will Howard was what, a 6th-round draft pick?
Yeah.
No franchise that is worth anything goes into the following year with a 6th-round quarterback and say, "Hey, he could be our guy. We're not going to bring nobody in."
No.
If there's a first-round quarterback there that's worth the 18th pick, you're taking him in the first round.
The question was, are we going to draft him in the first round?
Not you know why you are?
Not if we're going to draft a quarterback. Not if we're going to sign another quarterback. The question was, are we going to draft him in the first round? The answer to that question
you know what? Do you know why the answer is yes? Because y'all got killed for not taking one last year.
Exactly.
Corey,
why wouldn't you draft a quarterback? Why wouldn't you?
Not in the first round?
Why wouldn't you? If a quarterback is sitting there, if a top 5 quarterback is sitting there at number 20, if it's a number 3 or 4 on Hughes's board, you're telling me you're not going to draft him?
We're not going to do it. I'm telling you, we're not.
Why wouldn't you?
Because
you haven't drafted a quarterback. You haven't drafted a franchise quarterback in almost 20 years.
And the draft is in Pittsburgh. The draft is in Pittsburgh.
I was just going to say that, Larry. The draft is here. They're going to feel the pressure. And it's going to be like, and with the 18th pick in the first round, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Ty Simpson, quarterback, Alabama.
I'm just saying, bro. If you got
I think you're actually right.
Guy sitting there and he's on the board and is in Pittsburgh. Do they pay
Listen, you have to think about something, gentlemen. You got to think about something. Sirius is right, though. Like, you grab a guy like Ty Simpson, you grab a guy like even Nussmeier. Like, how those guys playing cold? What you need is a guy like Mac Jones, somebody who's proving in the cold weather. We'll give him to you for the number 18 pick.
Number 18 pick.
He could be a product of the system.
I'll pay for the ticket.
Bro,
Mac Jones played in the cold in New England. It was boo-boo. Like, you don't know.
There is
but he made the playoffs. And the Pro Bowl.
You guys aren't hearing me. There are 1, maybe 2 quarterbacks that can come out this year that the Pittsburgh Steelers would move heavily enough to go up and get and start. And we're not doing that. Mendoza or more. We're not doing that.
Okay.
Wait,
so
serious.
Listen,
let me just say this,
real
dude.
Quick.
Breaking news knows. Dude, before this year, Drew Aller was actually potentially one or two.
I love Drew Aller. Bro. Again, I'm a Penn State guy. You got to.
I'm just saying. Yeah, so I'm just saying, bro. Outside of this season, he was projected to be the top or second quarterback coming out.
I can't wait till Ty Simpson goes 18 to the Steelers. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I got news for you.
Look, but I said this last year, Corey. You weren't around. It's like I told Sirius, I told my wife who was a Steelers fan. I was like, y'all should probably draft Jackson Dart. And everybody in this town looked at me like I was crazy because
I looked at him like he had 5 heads.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I have a little bit of a thing for Ole Miss. I have a soft spot in my heart.
I looked at him like he had 5 heads.
So everybody thought that I was just saying that because how I feel about Ole Miss, and I was like, no. I was like, I think y'all should probably draft Jackson Dart. So it's like, hey, Ty Simpson, everybody. Ty Simpson in Pittsburgh. That's the move.
No, you know what? Honestly, honestly though, Coach, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they take a receiver in the first round. But if the second round falls around and you still got a top 5 quarterback sitting there in your second round, you had better draft a quarterback and don't sit here and tell me, "Oh, you don't know we haven't Will Howard." Will Howard's a 6th-round picks. If you are going to bank on a 6th-round pick,
take it from me. We're going offensive tackle.
If Makai Lemon is still on the board, y'all definitely drafting Lemon.
Yeah.
Like if he's still there, which I don't know if he's gonna still be there, but if somebody like that is still there, y'all definitely drafting him.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, serious, because I know you haven't done the deep dive like I have, or probably Coach knows. This is a really bad year to need an offensive tackle. You're not gonna see 7 or 8 first rounders like you normally do. You may see 3 or 4.
Round. That's why we get him first round. I'm not going. That's why we're going to get him first round. You look at me like I'm crazy.
My question is, if there's no tackle there, and like Villain said, y'all draft a damn wide receiver, why would you draft a wide receiver when nobody throw it to him? Because I'm not trying to hear about Will Howard as a 6th round pick that nobody's ever seen.
Me either. Don't tell me. Tell me we have a quarterback that we haven't seen, so we're not going to draft the quarterback. That don't make no goddamn sense.
The question was, are we spending a first round draft pick on a quarterback? That was the question.
And I think y'all are.
That question is no.
I bet you're wrong.
Talk to me offline. We can put bread up. There is no way we're getting a quarterback.
The reason I think you're wrong is because of how confident you are. That's why I think you're wrong.
You know why? I really think y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna draft Drew Allen if he's sitting there serious. Kenny Pickett.
That's why we won't draft him.
Kenny Pickett is wild. He was a Pittsburgh guy.
That's why they won't draft him.
He was a Pittsburgh guy.
Victim to the pressure.
And they needed a quarterback.
Like, come on, draft Kenny.
By the way, those two guys couldn't be more different.
But it was once again, it was Big Ben retired. We need a quarterback. It's a weak draft class. Who do we draft? The guy who's right in our back door. The guy who's in our backyard.
They were like, man, if only we would have drafted a quarterback last year in anticipation and actually got him ready.
Yeah,
we don't do that.
That too.
Yeah,
we don't do that.
But 6 rounds to draft Shedeur Sanders. Yeah,
facts.
Yeah, we took the money up there. We took the money up there.
That ain't a y'all problem. That's an NFL problem because that kid's a first round pick.
We took the money up there.
Best quarterback outside of Jackson Dart. Shedeur Sanders the best quarterback out of this draft.
Yeah.
I can't even argue Jackson Dart. He shocked me. I didn't think Jackson Dart was going to be this. I thought he would be good, but I didn't think he was going to be good from the moment he stepped on the field.
I mean, give Dable. That's the kid he wanted. He traded up to get him. So.
Yeah.
I got to go there, bro. The thing that pissed me off the most is we talking NFL. I know we going a little bit over, but how in the hell we sit up and anybody that watched Shedeur, you like, okay, he didn't really play.
Talking about Shedeur again? Every week we talking about Shedeur Sanders?
I'm talking about it. I don't care. We the rest of the world. They didn't prepare the guy. They didn't have him ready to start 10 weeks into the season. You give him the wrong wrist pad and you see what the guy can do on the field. And as soon as these mock drafts come out, they fucking talking about the Browns drafting another damn quarterback. Man, if you don't get the hell out of me with this.
I did see that.
I've seen a couple of mocks where I like, that's wild.
That's some nasty work.
They got 2 first round picks. They're definitely going up to get Mendoza. But if they can get Vegas out of that first pick with those 2 picks, because they got Jacksonville's pick, if they can get up to 1, they're going up to 1. It's a Cleveland thing to do.
I've seen. And
I can tell you right now, if they move up to that pick, Raiders gonna be like, hey, throw in Shedeur as a compensatory.
If I'm Shedeur, I'm begging to get out of there.
I'm looking at a mock right now.
They didn't want to go to Vegas, though. Remember that was a whole big thing. It's like they didn't want to go to Vegas.
I'm looking at a mock right now. They got Cleveland Browns drafting Dante Moore
because they were like,
Dante Moore ain't dropping that low. They need to get off
at 2.
Y'all want them picks though. Y'all will trade.
I get high.
I'm looking at a trade with the Giants. The Giants move all the way down to.
You ain't got to move that far.
7.
You ain't got to move that far. Plus,
they got 2 first.
You get Jacksonville's pick.
Yeah, they got 2 first too, so they can move up. But yeah,
it wouldn't shock me, to be honest with you.
Dude, even watching that game against Cleveland, dude, you could tell they need more talent on that team because, of course, Judkins was out. Fanning went down early, but you could tell Shedeur is a starter, bro. He's a starter. He needs to be. He needs more under his belt. He needs to actually be properly trained to start.
He needs a coach that doesn't hate him.
And some cat came out here, LG, and said that Kevin Stefanski would be a good fit for the Giants as their next coach. I was like, you got to be out your goddamn mind,
bro. He's gonna be fired. He might be fired on that Monday.
Jackson Dart. I like this the kind of guy. I like. He's like, it's something about this Jackson Dart I like. I like this Jacksonville. It's something about him. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's something about
somebody got to tell me what has Stefanski ever done for the quarterback position? Though every quarterback he's had left and got better. All of them.
Dude, him and Ken Dorsey need to be fired because I don't know what they thinking about with these quarterbacks, but he should be fired. What is it, Black Monday? He should be fired on Black Monday.
Put that on Dorsey.
Next Monday.
I think Dorsey is good. I think Dorsey is good. I think it's more Stefanski.
If I'm the kid from Oregon and I even hear whispers that Cleveland trying to trade up, I'm going back to school. Ain't no way.
You couldn't even finish the word Cleveland Browns. It's Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Back to school. Yeah, thank you.
I ain't going.
Even the week before when Shador got hurt and they had to put Dylan Gabriel back in, you could tell, man, it's light years between the two of them. Like, what was y'all thinking going into your time?
It wouldn't Dylan Gabriel was number 2. One of them were moved this all season. Though. That's the crazy part.
It wouldn't shock me.
Who wants Dylan Gabriel though? Who wants Dylan?
And that's the thing. Like, I think honestly, if Kevin Stefanski manages to stay, Shador is going to get moved.
No,
you better get on the phone.
Dylan Gabriel don't even like it. He will not. He literally has not even completed a pass. Past 12 yards all season? He won't even throw it.
I want to draft him last year. I think she's on Pittsburgh.
Monday. What coach is going to get fired on Monday?
Stefanski.
Mike McDaniel.
I think Aaron Glenn.
I don't think Mike McDaniel. I don't think
McDaniel's got pictures, man. Like he got
McDaniel's ain't getting. I tell you who's gonna be the shocker. Old boy in Minnesota.
No,
I don't think so.
I think KOC's safe. I think
really good. You know why? He is a good coach. He is a good coach. You know why I think he's gone? Because we watching Sam Darnold play for the number 1 seed, and you decided you wanted a kid we ain't never seen before, and we gave him to you. And look at the year we just had with a Super Bowl ready team. Justin Jefferson's gonna want to get the hell out of town. And if I got to choose between my coach and Justin Jefferson, the coach got to go.
I think they have a good relationship though. But look, every year there's always a WTF firing. Like wait a minute. Like they fired him, and I don't know. Like I think this year is like WTF firing. I don't even think it's a firing. I think Andy Reid retires.
I was about to say Andy Reid is going to be the guy that's going to.
I think Andy Reid retires.
Yeah. One more than I ain't heard nobody mention. The loser of Sunday night's game is going.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if either Mike Tomlin or Harbaugh steps away.
I think that's a leaves town. I think. What is it? A Ricky Steamboat match? Like Terry Funk?
I don't think Tomlin will get fired. I think they'll tell Tomlin, look, we want to move on, step away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because at some point, mediocrity is going to get you up out of there some kind of way. Either you fired or you leave. Because you know how these teams are. They're like, oh, you reached their ceiling. You keep getting 8-8, 9-8. We just make the first round. Now it's time to get somebody in who can put us over the top, even though they don't know if that guy can do that or not. We've seen it over and over again.
If Harbaugh's really crushing Lamar behind the scenes and talking about him, Harbaugh probably going regardless.
Because that's nasty work. Because this dude hasn't been healthy all year. How are you gonna talk about, man? That's nasty.
Well, I mean,
but you know what? You know who's the coach in Arizona? He's gone too.
He's
Gannon.
Gannon's probably gone.
Yeah, but honestly, I think Todd Bowles is going to be the firing.
I think Bowles may be in trouble.
Todd Bowles is probably gone. You know why?
I think two interesting names that you could see end up on the chopping block. One of them, obviously, due to the press conference, and we'll make CK happy. I know they just hired him last year, but Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, he gone.
I think he lost the locker room at this point. Like he finally got it and was like, oh, you know what? They didn't quit. I gave him the wrong plays and this and that. The other one, though, that I think could be kind of surprising, I think Pete Carroll's lost. I think they need to let him go back to the retirement home. I think it's time to get like a real coach in there, and it's time. It hasn't been pretty.
They can't get right, man.
It reminds me of remember Joe Gibbs's second go round in Washington.
Yeah,
and it was just like he was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
But Joe Gibbs,
I don't know what's going on. Like
Joe Gibbs wasn't this bad.
Smoking
Remember
Remember
when the Raiders brought back Art Shell because like he used to be like awesome as a player, and it was like 40 years past that point. He's like, listen, we're running 28 halfback dive 4 times, get the first. And you're like,
That's
all right,
Pete Carroll.
We doing it like Coach Madden used to do, baby. We doing it just like Coach Madden did it.
Listen, if we pick up 3 yards every play, we're gonna get a first.
And I saw that Madden trailer. That movie might be pretty good.
Yeah, Amazon might have cooked with that one because I was like Nicolas Cage as Madden, but then I saw the trailer and I was like, you know what? And of course, Christian Bale as Al Davis, he gonna cook.
He gonna kill that.
So question for you guys and Coach, you too, because I know you follow these guys. Has McDaniels done enough to save his job in Miami?
Yeah, he's got the pictures in the safe.
Look. He knows where Stephen Ross has the bodies. Okay, so that's the thing. He know where the body's at. You know what I'm saying?
Like, he got the backup pictures in the safe at the safe deposit box.
My thing with McDaniels is he inherited Tua. He can go into that office and say, "Look, man, let me have my quarterback. You've seen what I did in San Francisco. Give me my quarterback."
Off of Tua though.
That's not him though. That's the owner. Mike McDaniels ain't want to pay Tua.
Yeah.
That's the owner.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like he can go there and he can be like, look, let me get my quarterback. It's like the Tua experiment is over. Let me get my quarterback, and then that'll buy me games another year or two. Yeah.
That might actually be a feather in his cap, though, that like McDaniels can be like, look, I actually made Tua look like a good quarterback for like a season. Like, imagine if I had a good quarterback, what I could do.
I think,
I think the thing with McDaniels is that they weren't eliminated from the playoffs until very late in the season.
We eliminated them. We eliminated them.
But I mean, like, it took a while. Like, they were dead in the water the first month and a half, and they went on that. They went on
like 4 in a row or something.
They went on that weird winning streak where it was kind of like when you really look at it. Like they were beating.
It was really nasty, but it still counts, right? You know,
but they did beat the Bills.
Like what Method Man said. You know, if you can't get a 10, you get 5 2s. You know what I mean? Like they got like 5 2s, and they're like, "Oh, it looks good. We're still hitting."
But the 4-game winning streak was nasty. But they're part of that. Like if they were part of one of our winning streaks, we'd be like, it was the Dolphins. So they trash too. So beating anybody for them is good.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this, y'all. If it came down to it and McDaniels got to stay and they went to the players, who you going to side with, Tua or A-Chain? I think A-Chain loves playing that offense.
Oh, A-Chain.
I think they go.
And the running back loves
Tua was gone regardless. I think Tua's
a snitch. Tua's a damn snitch. By
the way. But yo, Coach, Tua tried to have a players-only meeting and nobody showed up.
Tua is like, teacher, you didn't assign us homework for the weekend. You know what I'm saying?
You remind me of old boy. Y'all seen the movie Draft Day?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody come to homie birthday party. That's
exactly. That's it.
No, it's like, he definitely got big Bo Callahan vibes for sure.
Yeah, he's
Jeez. No, y'all have to excuse me. It's like I know that movie like the back of my hand. Like
Corey, you a captain. You call a players only meeting and nobody shows up. That's nasty work, man.
I'm putting paws on half of them in the locker room.
Mm-hmm. That's not even a meeting. That's a one-on-one.
After all that,
all right, gentlemen. All right, let's break down these games real quick, man. We can talk about this for a minute, man. We got college games to break down. Orange Bowl, Oregon, Texas Tech. Coach, where'd your head at, big dog?
You know, a couple weeks ago, I'd have been like Texas Tech running away, but Oregon kind of showed me something against Jane Madison, and what they showed me was offensive efficiency. You know, they looked very sharp. You know, Oregon at times has looked a little bit kind of like helter-skelter, like, hey, let's just throw it to one of our 5 stars. Let's just do this. Let's just do that. But like, I feel like the offensive, like they seemed cohesive. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is no disrespect to James Madison, but I was watching Oregon because I'm like, okay, I'm not watching what it's like, it's execution. You know, it's like, how are they executing? How are they going out there and executing the plays? And they look to be firing on all cylinders, which they're going to have to do against Texas Tech, because we've talked about this, and I've talked about this Texas Tech defense all year. I think they are the second best defense behind Ohio State's. That's just, that's my opinion. So for them to, and I feel like Oregon almost was like using the JMU game as a dress rehearsal. Because some of the things that they were doing were like things that you're probably going to see against Texas Tech. Was like, okay, guys, we got to kind of like tinker some stuff here, fine tune this, and you saw the proof is in the pudding with how they put up points against JMU. Now they won't be able to put up. It won't be as easy against Texas Tech. I think we all know that, but I do like Oregon in this game. Because again, it's the rest versus rush thing. It's like Texas Tech has been kind of like sitting around, kind of fumble, like just kind of sitting and waiting. And Oregon played, and they're fresher. Like Texas Tech is fresher, but Oregon has played a game more recently, and you cannot just kind of put that to the side to where like they went out there and played while Texas Tech after the Big 12 championship, they've been sitting for 3 weeks. So you can put on shells and shorts, but that doesn't simulate game, and we all know that because we all play football. You can put on shells and shorts, but that don't simulate a real game. But man, this Texas Tech team, and I said this weeks ago, they're good enough to win this whole thing. They really are, and the defense is good enough for them to carry them through this whole thing. And if they can limit the mistakes, because Oregon, they're like when they smell blood in the water, they strike. And if Texas Tech can limit their mistakes, because look, let's keep it a buck. They got away with some mistakes against BYU in the Big 12 championship game. So BYU wasn't able to capitalize on some of those mistakes, and Texas Tech capitalized on BYU's mistakes. So I anticipate a really good, really close game. And as much as I've talked up Texas Tech all year, I feel like more will make a play in the fourth quarter to win the game for Oregon. So I feel like this is going to be the closest of the games coming up here. And give me Oregon.
The line is 2.5. So I mean, it's a pick 'em. The rest of them are at least 6, 7, 9.5. So, Villain, talk to me, big dog. Oregon, Texas Tech. Where's your head at?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Coach in the standpoint. I haven't seen Texas Tech. They played BYU a couple of times, but they haven't played a really close game in a while, right?
Like Arizona State, which they lost.
I mean, but you look at their last 5 games. They played BYU in the championship. That was 34-7. That was a rout. West Virginia, Central Florida. They played BYU. They played Kansas State. They haven't been pushed, and then they've been off for a week. So Oregon, they played Washington. They played a good USC team. So, they've had some tough games. JMU, I mean, that was a cakewalk until the second half when they pulled the dogs out of the game. But to me, I think I took Oregon. I laid the points. I think Texas Tech's defense is really good. If Texas Tech wins this game, I think they get to the championship game. But I think Oregon's I think Oregon's going to trip them up. Texas Tech's got the best defense money can buy, but I think Oregon's got a lot of athletes on offense. I think they'll score some points on them. I think it'll be a close game, like the line says, but I think Oregon will pull it out in the end.
I got you. For me, I make this short and sweet, man. I'm going Oregon. I don't think this game is going to be as close as the line indicates. I mean, it's 2.5. I think Oregon beats them by double digits.
Yep.
I'm just going to keep it a whole buck with you. No disrespect to Texas Tech's defense or offense, whatever. As a Big Ten guy, I'm around with my guys. I'm around with Oregon. Huh?
Disrespecting, man.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Corey's a little bug in the ear.
I mean, we keep talking about their defense, and I mean, go look at their schedule. Outside of BYU, who the hell they play?
Oh, Texas Tech?
Yeah. Outside of BYU, who they play?
I think Oregon's going to be about double digits.
That's what I think.
Your point, Corey. I mean, speaking about this game, man, Oregon, Texas Tech. You think Oregon's going to beat them though?
I think they're gonna beat them by double digits. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be that close.
Nice.
Yeah. Larry, talk to me, big dog. Oregon, Texas Tech, man. Where's your head at?
I'm riding with my hometown boys, man.
I figured you would.
My in-state, Texas Tech.
You didn't piss breaking news, though.
Dude, hey, look, I'm like this. When I saw that Oregon game against Penn State, and I saw how they struggled, dude. That Texas Tech D line is a monster, bro. And I think you're gonna see Oregon struggle. They're not gonna be able to do all the stuff that they have been doing. So I'm riding with Texas Tech, bro.
I mean, I'm not mad at the idea. I don't
see it.
And regardless of what Penn State finished or whatever the season, that Penn State got some talent, especially on that defensive front, bro. Mm-hmm. So like, real talk.
But then you want to look at the Iowa. You want to look at the Iowa game. Well, again, I know it was like a damn monsoon in Iowa.
It was
but it's like that Iowa defense leaned on their ass. They did, and they wore them down. You know, in the Texas Tech defense, which is probably better than the Iowa defense, like if they could do something similar to what Iowa did, kind of like slow them down, kind of like get their paws on them. You know, we could see a close game. I'm gonna go there and say we can see a close game.
Yeah,
18-16, maybe not. You know, so that Iowa game.
Big dog, Oregon, Texas Tech. Where's your head at?
Oh, that was a nasty game. Oh, jeez.
Breaking news. He's having some technical difficulty again, so we'll go ahead and put him in and hold him for a second. Going to the next game, man. We kind of touched on this a lot when we was breaking down the quarterbacks position, man. Alabama, Indiana. Line of this one is Indiana's favored by 7. I'll go in reverse order really quickly. Corey, where's your head at? Alabama, Indiana?
They 7-point dog?
Yeah, and Alabama 7-point dogs.
I got Bama. Ooh. I got Bama. I don't think they're going to struggle against that defense as much as everybody thinks they are. Okay. They're not going to be able to run. They're not going to be able to run. Coach is right. They're not going to be able to run. I think Simpson's going to outplay. I think Simpson's going to outplay old boy.
Okay. Okay, I respect it. Larry, talk to me, big dog. Alabama, and I don't even, you know, never mind.
You know, I'm always going to go with Alabama.
Next question.
I mean, but real talk, dude, think about it. Not even just being able to run the ball, but if they make all the drops that they had against Indiana, they're not winning that game. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Villain, talk to me, big dog. Bama, Indiana, where's your head at? Indiana's favored by 7.
I'm laying the points. I think Indiana's going to beat them by at least 10 points. I think Alabama's a decent team, but I don't think people really think Indiana's that good. They're going to show. Corey's right. They're not going to run on Indiana's defense.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
Indiana's defense is going to really confuse Ty Simpson. He's going to punch him in the mouth. I like Indiana by 10.
I feel you. Coach, what's your head at, big dog? Bama, Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, look, y'all know, like during the season, I was like really riding with the Tide, you know, like, but this Indiana defense is just something else, you know, and I just keep going back to what they did in the Big Ten championship game. It's like the Ohio State defense is really good, but the Indiana defense, they were the best unit on the field in Indy that night. You know, they were the best unit, like offense, defense, whatever like that. That Indiana defense was fantastic, and I think they keep it going because it's like, look, is Julian saying better than Ty Simpson? I don't know. But it's like the way Indiana attacks you to where they get pressure with their defensive line. They don't have to blitz. They can play man coverage in the secondary, and they can get pressure with their front 4. And a team that can do that is a dangerous team. You know, any team that can just generate pressure and then when they blitz, you know, which they rarely do, but then when they blitz, their corners are coming in like crazy. You know, when they do blitz, or the linebackers are coming in like crazy when they do blitz, because on that last play in the Big Ten Championship game, they hadn't blitzed the whole game, and then they blitzed, and then like Sand didn't know what to do. He literally threw the ball straight up in the air. You know, because he was like, whoa, a blitz, because he was so used to seeing them getting pressure with just the front 4 of the whole game, to where when an extra guy came, he had no idea what to do. Yeah. And I feel like there's a similar situation where it's like, look, if Jam Miller or I forget the other kid's name, the other running back, if these guys decide to show up in Pasadena, then maybe things could be a little bit different. But the Alabama team, as I saw it, look, how did they win that game against Oklahoma? Pick 6. You know, this, that, like Oklahoma shooting itself in the foot, John Mateer forgetting how to play football, you know, it's like taking advantage of opportunities. And this Indiana team just doesn't make those mistakes.
We've never seen this Indiana team, A, in this situation, B, coming off this long layoff in a position they've never been in.
Yeah, the layoff does, like I said, the same thing with Tech. It's like the layoff does hurt, you know, a little bit with these teams. And so I do put that into account, but it's like, man, like I love this Indiana team. I could see Alabama like covering, for sure. But this Indiana team, I think it comes down to execution, and there'll be a time in the fourth quarter where it's like, who can make that big throw, who can make that big tackle, and I feel like I'm more confident in Fernando Mendoza making that big throw or the Indiana defense making that big stop than I am with Alabama.
I can respect it. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I think Indiana wins this ball game. I think they're the better team. I think that although I made the argument for Todd Simpson potentially outplaying Mendoza and raising his draft stock earlier, I just think that in totality, Indiana's defense is the truth. I think, no disrespect to Texas Tech, I think Indiana has the second best defense in the country above, over, Ohio State's right there with them. So, give me Indiana in this one. Talking about the All-State Sugar Bowl, we got Ole Miss versus Georgia. We'll go in reverse order real quick. Coach, man, Ole Miss, Georgia, two teams that you know a lot about, man. Where'd you head at, big dog?
Look, man, I'm gonna put my SEC bias to the side. I know Larry will enjoy that. You know what? Let me just get one. SEC. Okay. All right.
But Larry's about to crash out.
Man, he gonna say that the rest of the show, man. He gonna be sitting
there. Just take another sip of that lemon drop and you'll be all right, baby. But anyway, so I will say this. Ole Miss didn't show me anything against Tulane. It was a team they already played, a team they already beat, whatever like that. Like it was all rah-rah Cisco buys. Like, we'll show Lane, we'll show him. You should have, like I didn't take anything away from them beating Tulane. I didn't. And then we can argue did Tulane need to be there or not, whatever. That's here nor there. Georgia is a team that all year has just been like, how are they doing this? How are they doing this? What I said in one of my videos, Georgia is the team that won't die. They're unkillable. You cannot kill Georgia. You can drop them off a 10-story building, and they will get up and walk down the street to a bar and have a shot. Mm-hmm. It's something about this Georgia team that I don't really like. And maybe I'm shell shocked from how they did my Longhorns. I don't know. But this Georgia team, they won't die. You try to attack them ways, and it's just like, but this is what Kirby Smart is so good at, the adjustments. I don't think there is a better coach at in-game adjustments than Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart will see something ain't going right, and then he will make an adjustment like that. Other coaches like, no, the game plan is the game plan. And there will be a point in this game where things might not be going right for Georgia. And then Kirby Smart will be smart enough to be like, you know what, let's do something else. Because I think when it comes to in-game adjustments, that he is the best in the nation when it comes to that. Because you saw it in the SEC championship game where he was like, you know what, boy, we probably gotta figure this out a little bit. We gotta switch it up a little bit. So I like Georgia. And this is no knock on Ole Miss. I know Ole Miss is like, most people are rooting for Ole Miss because of like how they feel about Lane Kiffin, but I feel like this Georgia team, they're not the most talented Georgia team. They aren't like 2022, 2021 Georgia, but it's just something about this team where they just find a way to win. And I think they find a way to win the Sugar Bowl.
I ain't mad at it. Corey, talk to me, big dog. Georgia, Ole Miss. Georgia's favored by 6.5. So
simple. Georgia, and they're gonna cover that.
Gotcha. Yeah. I got you. Larry, talk to me, big dog. Georgia, Ole Miss. Where'd you head at, big homie?
Oh man, you know that Tennessee lost today.
They did another SEC loss in the bowl game, right, Larry?
The SEC lost in the bowl game. Yes.
Let's
go. Yeah. Just saying, they lost.
They messed up my 6-game parlay too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in this game, I can't. It's like picking two evils, So, but
they lost to a Big Ten team.
Yeah,
the
they
Big
did.
But at least the
Ten.
SEC, at least the SEC,
You always
lose.
ignore the Big Ten. The Big Ten is
It's
the
gonna
real.
help.
The Big Ten is the one behind the curtain, Larry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Get off my Big Ten.
Okay. Yeah. It's like Mr. Burns and Smithers. They both.
Yeah, like, no. The Big Ten is the one behind the curtain, Larry. I'm
Yeah.
tired of you saying this. The Big Ten is the one behind the curtain.
It's both of them. But I'm gonna say this, right? Georgia, man, if you think about it, dude, Kirby Smart, like you say, he makes in-game adjustments against everybody but Alabama. It must be in his contract that when he left Alabama, it's like I don't beat them. Like I don't make adjustments against them. And if we just beat them, we just beat them because they play bad. But dude, I think it's gonna be one of them games where, like I say, this is where the coaching gonna show up, and I think Georgia actually gonna boat race. I think it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be one of them games you're gonna, like I say, turn on Martin reruns or something.
Jeez. Okay. Villain, Georgia, Ole Miss, man. Where's your head at, bro?
I mean, I look at this game. I think Ole Miss. This is where it stops. I think Georgia is the better team. I think I'm laying the points. I think it was 6.5. You said,
right? Yeah, 6.5.
Yeah. I mean, I think this was probably one of the last games that Georgia played where they got scored on a lot when they played Ole Miss the last time in October. And I think the defense has been better since then. I think
they shut them down. They totally shut Ole Miss down in that second half
when they needed to. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. When they needed to shut them down, they shut them down because that game, Ole Miss looked like they were running away. And then, Kirby Smart, to your point, made adjustments, turned the switch, and that was it. And since that game, they haven't given up more than 21 points in a game. So I like Georgia in this game. I think to Larry's point, I think they'll beat them. I think they'll cover. I think they'll beat them by like 13 points or something like that. And I think it'll be on to the next game for Georgia.
Okay. All right. Cool. For me, I keep this short and sweet. I think Georgia wins. I think this is going to be one of the closest games of the weekend. These are two teams that know each other. I just think this is going to be a close game. I think this is going to be closer to that 2.5 that the line is for Oregon, Texas Tech. I think this game's going to be relatively close. Last game, the Cotton Bowl.
Hey, Aaron, I will say this. This is why I really think Georgia's gonna boat race them. Dude, did y'all see this report talking about Lane Kiffin trying to come to the game?
Oh yeah. Oh hell.
Like, bro, you took him job, bro.
And then he's showing his DMs and stuff, right, Larry?
Yeah, bro. Like
he got to come see his future players. He taking half of them with him.
I was gonna say he gotta keep dibs on his boys, man.
Yeah.
Lane ain't shit. And then he gonna talk about, we gotta fix this portal situation.
Yeah, the portal's open.
After you take all your players with you.
You're
proving a point. He's proving a point.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, I forgot. What's his name? Childress. I forgot your number, man. Put it in my phone. Don't let nobody see you.
Yeah.
It's like
trying to get the girl in the club number. They don't want nobody to see you.
Tiger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like
last game of the night, man. We got Miami, Ohio State, and the Goodyear Cotton Bowl there. Line is almost 10, is 9.5. Favorite for Ohio State. I'll let y'all talk about. Gonna talk to me, man. What would you head up with this one?
I took the points. I think Ohio State will win this game, but they ain't winning by more than 9 points. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's disrespectful that Vegas came out with a 9.5 point line. I think because of the fact that I think Ohio State is losing their OC, and that now Day has to call his own plays. I think that's going to be a little bit of a switch. I think the defense is going to be the defense, but like Miami's got athletes on that team, and I think they can. If Beck doesn't back, they can keep this game close.
Sir, when have you seen Beck not back?
Tomorrow,
last week against Texas.
He backed against A&M. He backed.
He didn't back. He didn't all the way back. It's like his curl didn't curl all the way. His back didn't back all the way. Didn't back all the way. Now I think if they run the ball, I think they can run the ball in this team.
Mm-hmm.
Between the tackles, I think if they, like I said last week, they can run the football like they did against Texas A&M, they could keep it close. That's why I'm taking the points. I think Ohio State wins the game, but I think it's going to be a close game. I'm taking the points.
Okay,
Miami's got athletes. I don't know why it's just the line's crazy to me.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's crazy.
Larry, talk to me, big dog, man. Where's your head at? Miami versus Ohio State.
Man, Carson Beck gonna attempt 3 passes. What are you talking about? And 2 of them gonna be screens. Like that's the only way they gonna win this game, bro. Dude, this is gonna be like what was that Minnesota game when he completed for 50 yards? Carson Beck gonna compete for 24 yards if they even think about it.
That's crazy.
Look,
that's
if he can like this, if he attempts more than 15 passes, this is gonna be so bad. It's gonna be it's gonna be like Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Look, hey,
that game is tomorrow. That game is tomorrow night, man.
So rest in peace to his trainer.
Oh man, big RIP, man.
Wow. Hey, look, he lucky he survived that. So
he lucky to be alive. He really is. Yeah.
But yeah, dude. I'll say this, dude. I think Ohio State is gonna boat race them, and the only way that Miami would even keep this game
blowouts we finna see.
They would have. They got to run the ball at least 30 times. At least 30 to 40 times they got to run the ball to even keep this close. If not, this is gonna be so bad. Carson Beck. We all see what Carson Beck do in big games. Put the ball in his hand. He'll throw 6 interceptions. Look, so I'm taking Ohio State, bro. I think they're gonna cover the points.
Corey, where's your head at, big dog? Ohio State taking on Miami here.
I think Miami runs the ball, shortens the game. I think Miami steals it in the 4th quarter.
Okay, we got the upset of the week.
I'm taking Miami. I think this is going to be the best game of the weekend. I think it's going to be lower scoring.
Same.
I think this is the best. Yeah, I think this is the best game, and I think Miami's going to shorten the game, and I think they're going to beat them in the 4th quarter.
Interesting. You better hope Carson Beck don't attempt more than 10 passes. Like I said, I'm just saying.
He said run the ball, shorten the game.
Run the ball, shorten the game.
Yeah,
the only way.
Because their defense can play. Their defense can play in holding tight. That's why.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing nobody's talking about. Miami played defense too.
Yeah, Miami's defense is really good too. Yeah.
And them Florida boys different, man. Them Florida boys. That's a different. Florida got a different kind of speed. You ain't never ran till you ran from an alligator.
I don't know, man. Look, hey, them Ohio State boys, they got
boys got some speed out there. Them boys got cracky.
You better have 3 corners. You better have 3 corners facing them. That's all I'm gonna say. 3 good
Coach,
corners.
we had that big dog, Miami, Ohio State.
Look, I just looked it up. Carson Beck went 14 for 20 for like 100 yards against A&M.
That's a back. He didn't back all the way.
That's what they need against Ohio State.
Facts.
That's what they need against Ohio State.
That's all we need. That's all we need.
That's what they need.
That game was
like
10-3.
14 or 20, like 100 some yards. Throw your 1 touchdown. Get the fuck out of there. Bye. You know what I'm saying?
All we need to see is the back of his jersey when he's handing off the ball to somebody. That's it.
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. Like, that Texas A&M game in Miami, I don't know. I watched pretty much that whole game. That was about as ugly as a football game as you can watch. And this is how Miami can win. It's like that defense is good enough to lean and to like really like sit there and like sit on Ohio State's chest, you know, because this Miami defense is just as good as Indiana's defense. You know, they have some talent. They might have the best player, like defensively, in Bain. You know what I'm saying? Like the best defensive player in the country. You know, and it's not crazy to think that we could see 13-17, 16-10. It's not crazy to think that we could see this because, again, this Ohio State team, they're going to come out and they're going to try to prove, like, hey, that Indiana game was just a fluke, whatever like that. We're going to come out. We are dynamic. We can do this. Like Bo Jackson is going to run for 117 yards and we're going to do this. We're going to show them. But then it's like, they might not be able to. It's like, again, Res versus Russ. Miami went into, look, I'm a Texas guy. Y'all know this. And it's like, and it's hard for me to say this. So I take a deep breath before I say this. Kyle Field is one of the toughest places to play in college football. Okay. It is a snake pit. It is the lion's den. It is one of the most tough places to play. And they were all jazzed up. You got over 100,000 people all waving them white towels, all doing that stupid ass Aggie sway and stuff like that. It's an intimidating place. And they went in there. They weren't fazed by it. They weren't scared. They went in there and they punched A&M right in the mouth. And again, this is a situation where, look, Ohio State fans travel. They were just down in Dallas last year. It's like my friend went to the Texas-Ohio State game. There were just as many Ohio State fans as Texas fans there. Mm-hmm. This is the place that they're familiar with in the Cotton Bowl. So it's going to be a very heavy Ohio State fan. So it's going to feel almost like damn near like Ohio State home game. But I just think this Miami team isn't fazed by that. They don't care. And I think they will turn this into a rock fight. And I feel like what Corey said, I feel like Miami gets a big turnover late. This game will look very similar to the Texas A&M game, where I feel like they will get a big turnover late. They will have the late drive. Carson Beck will throw his one touchdown, and Miami wins.
So you're picking Miami?
And Miami wins. So when me saying that means, yes, I picked Miami to win, yes.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
You okay? You're all right, serious? You all right? You okay?
I'm currently malfunctioning right now. Okay. All right.
Now, see, Larry is like now this clear Big Ten bias. You let that shit slide, but me, I say one nice thing about the SEC.
Y'all know what I said? I said introduce some anarchy. Like real talk. The only reason why I'm not picking Miami is because of my hatred for Carson Beck, bro. That's it. I've seen him throw too many interceptions.
You gotta take your bias out and pick the game, boy.
I would love. But Carson Beck, he does these things. We've seen him do it too many times. Carson Beck is one of those guys where you get all on the hype train and he's like, oh, he's turning the page. Oh, he's doing this. And then you know what he does? Lays an egg. Literally lays an egg every single time.
That's next week. That's coming.
But I would love for Miami to win the whole thing. Honestly, I would love it. Introduce some anarchy and be like,
it would do wonders for your ACC.
The hell with the ACC. You going too far. I can't watch Miami win. I'm a Florida State fan. The hell with that.
I'm right with you. I'm a Florida State fan, but the reason why I would love it, because now they could be like, oh, well, you know what? We had these SEC teams and these whatever the hell teams, and we said they were the best, but you know who came out on top? The ACC team. I would love for Texas Tech to win it. I really would. And be like, oh, yeah, you know what happened? That Big 12 team pulled it out. I would love
LG, man.
I tell you what, man. Like
I would love it.
Wow. Okay.
I would love to see Miami versus Texas Tech in the championship. I would love it. I would love it. Get them
nobody would watch that.
ESPN would love that. I tell you that.
Yeah, LG, I'm a big LG don't like my championship pick. I got Bama and Georgia.
Nah, I don't want to see that rematch.
I know you don't. That's the pick. That's my pick.
I didn't see it many times. I don't want to see that.
We can't have that. Yeah. So, all right. With that being said, let me get you guys out of here, man. It's been a great year doing this show with you guys. This is our last one until 2026. Man, I cannot wait to see what 2026 unfolds for everybody here, as well as the company, man. With that being said, Corey, you know what to do. Get us out of here, big dog.
Hold up, wait. I can't let Corey out. I can't let Corey out.
Mr. Interrupted himself. What's up?
I'm interrupted because I got to share this with my fellow Niner fan. I wish Brian was on here.
Text him.
I totally forgot that I put a bet down on the Niners winning more than 10 games, and I won that bet. Had to share it with my Niners boys.
My man.
Okay. Yes, cool. Y'all remember that bet when I was in Vegas?
I remember you showing the ticket. I remember you posted the
ticket. I went back and looked, and I said, "Oh man, I forgot. I should have put more money down."
You went out there in March, right?
No, July. I was like, man, I should have put more money down.
Yeah. I thought you was crazy. I was wrong. Corey, get us out of here.
How that Texas ticket look?
That Texas ticket looking actually good too. I gotta go look at it.
Wait, Texans or Texas? You said
Texans.
Texans.
Oh, okay.
I gotta go look at it. That Astro was not so pretty.
Hey, look, man, I appreciate y'all having me. Y'all know where I'm at. Come check me out on Wednesdays. Talk a little wrestling. Happy New Year. We're gonna go get that 1 seed. Bang bang Niner gang.
Yes, sir. Holla at you, big homie. I about had enough for 49ers fans. I'm done with them. Coach, you know what to do. Get us out of here, big dog.
All right, man. Like again, I think I have figured out my technical difficulties that I've been dealing with for about the better part of the last month. Looking good, sounding good, feeling good. Y'all already look. I know it's been like 3 months since I've like closed out a show. But y'all know how I do it. God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
Make sure y'all drink y'all water, stay hydrated, even in these cold winter months. As we're
that ain't water,
three of us are in the north, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So make sure, like, yeah, I ain't had no water tonight. This was Long Island iced tea, cut water. They're not a sponsor, but cut water. So I had water of some kind. It's cut water. And of course, like for the last time in 2025, I need y'all to get them dubs up, okay? Because remember, Wu-Tang is for the children. See y'all, baby.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, big dog, man. Good to have him back on, man. I miss Coach, man. It's good to have him back, man. Glad he's got his technical stuff together. Larry, get us out of here, big homie.
Man, Coach over here like a new man over here. I'm proud of him, man. Look,
my man got his whole setup and everything. Got his little headset on.
He took the headsets and threw him in the garbage. He's like, I got the real.
See what I told him?
My man got his headphones from a real store and then behind my baby gap.
No, what did I call them headphones? I was like, they like the
official space joints.
Yeah, man. And I was like, man, what's going on? But I'm proud of Coach, man. We had a conversation. Remember in the group chat, I was like, hey, Coach, go break the mic out, bro. Go get the whole setup. Let's get it popping. But
sounding good too. Sounding good.
Yeah, man. We working on some things over here, man. Y'all know what I'm gonna say, bro. It's always a pleasure. We got big things coming out. I know Aaron said he tired of us Niners. We're gonna get the Niner gang popping over here. We got to get it rolling. And I get y'all boys out of here. I know it's late.
Appreciate you, big dog, man. Villain, you know what to do. Get us out of here, big homie.
Dude, what a great year, man. Thank you, everybody that came in and hosted with us. Corey coming in late, love to see more of him here. Coach, glad to have him back. LG, of course, Brian, everybody that comes in, hops in and out. You love having the show. Shout out to Unk. Yeah. We had a really good 2025. 2026 is going to be even better. The business is going. We up and running. We going to do some big things, and we got a lot in store. So thanks for hanging with us, and next year is going to be even better. So I'll let your boy.
Yes, sir, man. It's your boy Sirius repping that 412 and the 703, man. Such a privilege and absolute pleasure doing these show with these gentlemen. And the lady that popped on with us, man, as I alluded to, 2025 was a great year for us as a company, as a podcast. We met some friends, made some connections. 2026, we are elevating. We're going bigger. We're going better. And it's to the benefit of everybody, man. So definitely be on the lookout for us in 2026, man. Some partnerships, some collabs. We're doing things totally at a high level, man. And I cannot thank everybody enough for rocking with us, man. Tomorrow, New Year's Eve, if you celebrate responsibly. We want everybody to come with us to 2026. I always close out my shows like this, man, for the last time in 2025, man. God is good, even though sometimes people are not, man. God bless you guys. See you guys on the flip side. Peace.